Hello all, welcome to day 10 of the series, and today we will learn advanced JavaScript. So let us wait for 5 minutes and then we will start. So meanwhile, you can all go here and mark your attendance. So that I can know how many people are attending the class. So we are waiting for another 5 minutes, then we will start. So we will start with Async JavaScript. This was something which was left from yesterday. Hope you are all able to hear me. So let's get started. So first we will learn Async JavaScript. So why Async JavaScript is required? See, JavaScript is a single threaded language, and what happens, it runs from top to down. So suppose you need to do some asynchronous work. By asynchronous, what I mean, see, most important thing in any project is to hit some API endpoint, and when hit some API endpoint, it takes time. However faster internet is, it will take at least 1 to 2 seconds, and 1 to 2 seconds is quite big in the term of computing power. So the program actually should not wait for that time. So program should keep on running. In other languages like Java and C++, they're multi-threaded, so they use one thread for the API call and the other thread will run the program. So rest of the program, but in JavaScript is single threaded. So what happens, it should what the ideal scenario is, when the part of the code which then do the API call, it should go and do the API call, and the program should keep on running, and once you get the API call back, that part of the program should run. So this is where asynchronous comes. So for asynchronous, what we need to do, first we need to see why there is a need for asynchronous, and first we will see an example that will not work because it is not asynchronous, then we will change it to asynchronous. Okay, so I need not console here, I need the output, JavaScript and output. I'm using JSPN again, so let me start. async js. So const, suppose there is a array of object. So another thing, this is the most common form to receive data from the internet or any API endpoint, is the array of uh, objects. Okay, so one sec, let me do some setup. Okay, so yeah, so title JS basics, comma. So we have an array inside this. This is the first object. Let me make it a bit big. Summary. This post contains the basics of JS. Just a simple post. You can check. And let me copy it again. And DOM basics. Suppose consists basics of DOM. So this post we have. Then let's create a function. Function get posts. And we need to we want to mimic the API call. So the best way to mimic the API call is a set timeout. Set time out. Let output equal to this. Post dot for each, using for each post. Output. So the output I'm doing plus equal to the, which is empty string above, and I am appending to it. Post title. And let have a P. Post dot summary, and the P will be closed. LIP, yeah, it is okay. SU summary is wrong, not 3 time but 2 time. Document dot body dot inner HTML equal to output, and it will run after 1000 milliseconds, which is 1 second. So then I have this get posts. So if I do this get post, everything will run equally, means there will be no issue. Get post is running, even if it is running after 1 second, it is going here and output, and then in this post output it is making this alive, and this all is done, and so it is showing it because it is appending it to the body, so it is showing it get post. But suppose I want to create a post, so let me do function create post is post set time out post dot push post. So whatever post I am getting here, I'm pushing it to the post, but the thing is that it will run after 200 milliseconds, which is 1 second more than that get post. So it will run like this, and I have get post here, and now I will call the function create posts, and I will just pass a post, which is nothing but a simple object, because it is a I want to append another object to it. So create post, and let me make it async basic. This post contain the basic of async. So it is not coming. So why it is not coming? So the problem is that create post was run after a delay of 2 milliseconds. So before that the DOM was already painted. This is known as the painting of the already it was been done. So after that the means because it was run after 100 1000 millisecond or 1 second, and it ran after 2 seconds, so it was not able to do this document.body.inner element. Means even if it pushed it, it is there, but it will not show. So this is where we will look at into the actually there are three methods for async. One is the callback. So we are look into the first we will look into the first method, which is a callback. So all three does the same thing, but the newer methods are less complicated, and the older method like callback, it was there from a long time, it is a bit more complicated. So let us start, at least even if in not in this example, but it is in the bigger example, we hardly use callback nowadays. So but we will start the callback. So in callback, what will come? See, this all is like this only, but callback, as you know, it is a callback function. So when we create a callback function, so we generally we can pass a function also here. So and that function is generally called callback. So set timeout is there, post, and then call back. So what we are doing here, we are actually passing a function here, and then we are calling this function after pushing. But now we will not do it like this. This get post will be not called like this first, and let me cut it, and the get post will be called after this, and we don't need a brackets because it will execute it at that time only. So what it is done, so first the program comes here and create post is there. So create post is there, so it pushes, but the callback sort of stops the function. So then only when the pushing is over after 2 seconds, then this callback will run, and then it will show everything. So this is why it will show everything. So this is the callback. So now we will look into promises. So as I have told, this is a bit older method. Nowadays most of the time we use promises, and promises are used a lot. If you are going to check any API calls after this, see we use promises. So promises, either you will use directly or through Axios thing is there, Axios library through which you will use. But promises means, what are promises? So promises are like promises in real world. If you promise something, you either resolve it or it will get resolved or it gets rejected. So that is what is known as promises. Okay, let me do one thing. Let me open a new JS pin, because we might require that later on. Okay, so let me keep it there itself. I want this much. So this get post is like that all only in promises. So promises have two states, as I've told. One is resolve and another is reset. So again, so we'll have our create post and post. It will get a single post. Now what will happen? We will everything will be inside a promise. Return new promise, and it will contain two parameters. One is resolve, another one is reject. And then I will again have that set timeout thing to mimic an API call. Post.push post. Yeah, and promise get resolve or reject depending upon whether some condition is true or false. So what we are going to do, so it sends either resolve or reject. So first I will see the true thing. So I'm just making anything to make it true. If num is greater than 4, which it is, so it will show resolve. It will file this resolve or reject error, something is wrong. And now how to call this promise? So the promise is called by, we'll have this create post only. Let me copy this. And it will run. After that, when it will run, so it will come here. You come here, resolve, reject it. So it is true, so it will do the resolve, push and do the resolve. And when you do the resolve, there should be something to catch it. So there are two things: one is the then statement and one is the catch statement. So then statement runs whenever there is a resolve, and reject whenever there is a resolve, and catch will run. So dot then get post dot catch or document dot body dot or yeah. So see, it all ran perfectly. So as I've told, this title, when it run, it had come here and it had pushed the post, and after that the resolve was done. So this then was run after that, and from the then we are calling the get post. So this is done. And let me show something wrong also. Let me make it 4. So so something went wrong as it is. So when it come here, this is false, so it had thrown the reject, and when it had thrown the reject, the catch will be executed and catch is executed. So this is how it is done. So the next thing which we are going to do is async-await. So async-await is also this your this promises under the hood. So they are also known as syntactic sugar, because this, yeah, and these promises were resolved, were given to us in 2015 ES6, and after 2 years that async-await was also released. So sometime in bigger project it is much easier to use the async-await. So let me show that async-await. So again we'll have the same thing, and this part, this promise part, this is all like that only. It's the new projects, and this promise will be like that only, but the part is where it is changed, it is this one. So this create post is there. We are not going to have like this now. Again, this create post will be there, but we have to wrap everything in another function actually, and we have to create that function as async. So async functions, any function, it is a normal function, arrow function, anything you can take. So anything with async keyword makes it async, and this part, this will be the thing which will run. But what we want to await is, we put await in front of it, so it will await for that, this to complete, this create post to complete, then only it will run further. So this await will wait for this to complete, and so this will go here, create post, and okay, one create post will be done, resolve will be given, and this will be run like that. But and then what will happen when it comes back, get posts will be run. So await means it will await, and it will not run anything because this is also inside a function. So init, I have to call this function. Yeah, it is running as usual. So this is what it is, everything of the promises. So now we will move forward, and we will start with the advanced JavaScript part, which is mainly the scopes, and we'll start with scopes and closures. So the advanced JavaScript, the best way to, as I've told yesterday also, JavaScript you can learn in 3-4 hours. Yesterday only I completed everything in 2 hours. It is very easy to learn but very difficult to master. The basics are so big that there are actually 4 very big books which are known as they're legendary books, that is known as You Don't Know JS. So I have also learned from there. So this part is means I had learned from there only, and it's a bit complicated, and it is not that much required. If you don't understand, don't take it that much, because it is not that much required and not that much used, but it is better to understand the fundamentals. Okay, so as I have told earlier also, that JavaScript means everything can be treated as a box, means everything is inside a box. Suppose you declare a variable. Let me show it through my blog itself. Where it is, yeah. So like this is there. I declare something var equal to a. So sort of a box is created. So this box, inside that a's value will be there. And suppose I declare where c equal to 20, and then after that, as where is a functional scope, suppose there is some other the function is there inside that, where b equal to 20 is there. So inside this box, c's value will be available, but b's values will not be available outside it. So that is what I wanted to say. So, and we had already seen yesterday that in where function, it is a functional scope. So if statement doesn't create any scope, so I'm not going to say that again. Okay, so let me move forward. Now I will tell about the concept of read operation, and write operation. So whenever we do something like where a equal to 10, so what does that mean? This means we are writing the value of 10 to a. So this is known as a write operation. And when we do console.log of a, so what is this console.log of a? So this is a read operation. This is a read operation because we read the value of a. This is known as a read operation. But suppose where a equal to 10 is there, then where b equal to there, and b equal to a is there. So what is this b equal to a? So b equal to a, this is interesting because for a, it's a read operation because it is reading the value of b, and for b, it is a write operation because it is writing the value of a, which is 10 to b. So this is it. And let us do one more thing now. Function greet, suppose we have a function greet name, so we have something like this. So this all are okay, so you can remove this also. So what is this greet name? So actually name, this console name, this is a read operation, that is obvious. And but here we have a write operation. Actually, why we have a write operation? Because when this is called, so it get passed like this, name equal to Nabendu, it happens like this. So this is also known as a write operation. Okay, so this it is. So why I told all the read operation, write operation, it was for a reason, because we need to understand one thing, how JavaScript works. As I told earlier, this is a bit advanced topic, and we are going to learn a bit of the internals of JavaScript in this part, in this advanced JavaScript topic. So we want to learn how JavaScript works. So as I think I have told yesterday also, the traditional languages like Java and C++, they are compiled languages, meaning that you have an intermediate executable from which you take the source code and run it. So JavaScript, you directly execute the source code. So many people think that JavaScript is an interpreted language because no code is intermediately code is being formed directly website. The code is there, it will run. See, I'm running it directly, I'm not compiling it to something, no compilation is there. So but actually JavaScript is both the interpreted and a compiled language. Again, an interview question, this is a very big interview question, whether JavaScript is interpreted language or compiled language. Actually JavaScript is both interpreted language also and compiled language also. Because compiled step, because first the compilation step happens, and then the interpret step happens, interpretation step happens. The interpretation step is the step, and during which the compiler mainly register the variable declarations. Okay, so so uh, let me go ahead. Yeah, and again I will explain through and example. Consider this example. So this is again from my blog series, so you can go and check my blog series. It is at thewebdev.tech, and you can check it there. And this simple example is there, where a equal to 10, where b equal to 20, and a console is there. So as I have told that during the compilation, the compiler mainly registers the variable. So when the compiler comes, so what it does mean, it only looks at the var, only the var it will look. So when it comes to step line number 1, it will check, okay, var is there a, where is there b, it doesn't matter what is there inside the variable, it doesn't matter what means, what's the value or something. So compiler only will check, okay, at the global we have a and b, line number 5 is console, so it doesn't bother, it will ignore it. So then what we're doing, we are doing another example. So again, this example, where a equal to 10 is there, then our function is there, we are calling the my func. So what happens, see, when the compiler comes here at line 1, it finds a, so it puts it in the global scope, and then when it comes at line 3, there is a my func. So functions are actually object declaration in JavaScript, so it is also considered as a variable, and it is also put here in the global scope. Then after that, inside the my func scope, there are two variable declaration, b and c, so it will just put that b and c. So this is what the compilation step is. So we will look into another example now. So this example, we also have a name. So name we are doing, so again at the global scope it will be my name and this greet, and inside the greet scope, this greet scope, that name has been given, so name variable is also there. So these are the compilation steps. So now we will learn about the interpretation steps. So interpretation step is this, it is the step which is followed by the compilation step, and this is where actually the execution takes place. So and what the interpretation does, so it will start and see wherever the assignments are there. So let us see this example. So the interpreter starts at line 1 and sees the line 1 and sees the variable. Okay, not this, we'll consider this example and this above example only, not that example, I'm wrong. So So the interpreter, it will start at line 1, and it will see that there is a variable my name, and asks the compiler if it has a variable my name in the global scope, and the compiler says yes, I have it. So and have it, so it assigns the value Nabendu to it. Then it comes to line number 3. There is no line number 3, so there is no execution or assignment to be done. So it goes to line number 7. So line number 7, it have this it tries to find where is greet. It gets the greet and asks the compiler. So compiler says greet is at the global scope. So it will again it found greet. So it will run this, and it will go to my name, and this my name, it has already my name. So it will come here and give Nabendu to it, because uh, my name value it already have, and then it will come inside. And because this console.log is the console.log is, again, it will not find in any, it is again a function console.log, but it is not there in the global scope or the greet scope. It is not there. It will find it in the JavaScript scope, that console.log, and the meaning of it, then it will do hello, and the name gets printed. So this is how it is done. Okay, so so because of that, there is a problem also. Let us see this problem, which is there. So in this, it is obvious, the compiler step is there. It will do a my func, but why it is making this c here? See here, it is making c here because if we don't declare anything as var, it is it is actually it will actually make it to the global scope if we don't give var, if we forgot to give var. So it is always important, because we don't want it c in the global scope, we wanted it in the my function scope, but it will make it in the global scope, and then b is in the my function. So this error I wanted to show. Okay, so now what we will learn. Now scopes are over. No, there is something which is remaining in scope, which is known as closures. Again, it is a very important interview questions, which generally, see, advanced JavaScript is something which is generally asked a lot in interviews. So you will not use it that much in production, but if you're going for any interview, you will get a lot of advanced JavaScript question, these things which I have taught, and they will give you small problems to solve because of that. And then there is something which is known as closure, which is a very important thing, which you will almost certainly, in any company, they will ask you what are closures, and it is a complex topic of JavaScript. But let me try to explain it. If I'm not able to explain it, you can go to any other internet, any other to videos and check it. So let me explain it. So let us have a simple function. Function. So function outer is there, and inside that a function inner is there. So this is obvious that 10 and 20 will be printed, and so this is not the thing. We are going to now change this to this normal declarations. We are going to change this to function expressions, because there is where we are going to learn the closures. So let me cut it actually, function, and make it in a function expression by where inner equal to. So it became a function expression now, and I don't want to call it like this. Return inner I am doing. Okay, so I'm returning something. When I return something from a function, I have to catch it. So I will prepare any variable, anything you can give, inner amfan equal to, and I will call this. So this thing will be returned here. This inner thing, this will be returned here. And now inner fn clear run. It is working like this only. But now why it ran like this? So this is the issue. Means we have to understand one thing, that the variable b have a, see, this variable b is inside here. So variable b's scope is from here to here. But when we ran here in the inner function here, how is it was able to access the variable b? So that is the issue. It should have given us a error. So this is what is known as closure. So variable when uh, this type of thing is done, it is known as closure. The JavaScript, what it does, it takes a snapshot. It takes a snapshot of the whole thing. What is the value of b, it is there, it will take a snapshot of it and it will keep it. And when then this is run, then that will get printed. So it takes a sort of snapshot. So this snapshot contains the scope information also of b. So the scope information of b is taken. So that's why it is known as closures. So this is what it is. This is what closures are. Now completes. Let me show a better update this and show another example of closure. It will be like this only: a plus plus b plus plus a b, yeah, outer. Let me call it again. This time it will be called to anything. As I've told earlier, we can take any name. So what it will print: 11, 21, 12, 21. So a was a global thing, so it make it 12. But see, b is 20. So this is closest, because every time the b's value, it will store as 20 only, and when this will run, it will make it to 21. So whatever you do, the b's values will be 20 only, it will be stored. So this is what a sort of practical example of a closure it is. Okay, so let us move ahead, and we will see a very important topic, which is uh, objects and prototypes in JavaScript. And this is very important because we are going to learn the concept of constructor function. So why constructor function is important? Because soon we are going to learn React also, and when we will learn React, we will know that React uses classes. So classes are constructor function inside on constructor function only inside. So these constructor functions are very important in JavaScript. So let us start with that: objects and prototype and constructor functions. Let me have a function create emp f name comma l name comma basic. Then inside it where new obj new obj dot first name equal to f name, new obj dot last name equal to l name, new obj dot designation equal to desig return new obj. So we are creating an empty object and assigning different key value pairs to it: first name, last name, to the parameters whatever we are passing to it. So we are doing it. So if you want to create a new employee, how we will create it? Where emp1 equal to create emp Nabendu Biswas. So like this we can create, and we can create as many as employees as we want. So like this. So if I do now console.log emp1, we can see this. So our object is been created. So I can create like this: employee 2 also. So another object will be created. So there is something in JavaScript known as constructor function. So how do we create one? So a constructor function, we want to change this to constructor function. So you can see this two statement will always be there. So what JavaScript does, there is a special thing known as this in JavaScript. So if you want to change this, so how we are going to change this? So first, instead of, we don't want this new obj, let me remove it. So if we have removed the new obj, so how we are going to use it? So there is something known as this. Instead of that, we'll do this so what it does, it creates a variable called var this and return this. So this we don't have to write. This is done by JavaScript engine where this, and so you can suppose it like this. But the thing is that we can't call it like that now. Right now we have to call it with the new keyword. Whenever we'll do like this, so with the new keyword we will do it. So this is known as constructor functions, and they're very powerful. They are the basis of classes in JavaScript. So if I run it, it will run like this only. But we are not using creating an additional temporary object every time, and we can use it with the this thing. So this is what it is. Let's move forward. Yeah, now this we will look a bit into the this is one of the very complicated things in JavaScript, the variable this. So but what it does means, it means the context with which it is called, so that is known as this. So if function foo is there, hello, I want to see what is the value of, oh, not here. I want to see what is the value of this inside the normal function call. This is a normal function call. What is the value of this? So let me call this foo. Let's see what it had given me. So in this cases, this is the window object. This is actually the window object. So this is that only window object, and it is not showing it correctly here. I know. Sometimes this JSM doesn't show this correctly. So see, this is the window object which have got everything, which is in normal cases the this is the window object. It is very important to know. And now obj equal to obj dot foo equal to function this. What we are having here, we are having an empty object, and inside the object we are creating key and value is a function. So this is quite okay in JavaScript. You can or object values, you can do it as anything. So if I run it now, what it is, so the value of this is the main thing, is the object itself. So it is giving me the object, it is the object itself, value of this. Now what is the value of this in a constructor function? We will check that in a, what is the value of this in a constructor function. So let me create the constructor function now. Did I have that constructor function from earlier? Okay, that's good. I have a constructor function here itself, so I can do it here itself. Console.log this. See, so in this, what is the value of this? Value of this is the value of the newly created instance of the object. So that is the, see, first name, last name, and it is coming from here. So console.log this is the value of that object which is created. So now what we are going to do, we are going to see there are three methods in JavaScript known as call, apply, and bind. So they are used to have the value of this set to some context. Without it, it will not work properly. So let me show this thing. JSBin. Let obj equal to num3 let add numbers equal to function a comma b comma c. Console dot log this. Let me do the this again and return this dot num plus a plus b plus c. Now I want to have this return this dot num. So how I will do this? So that's an obvious question, how I will do this. So if I suppose I call add numbers and I want to add any number 1 4 6. First 1 4 6, okay, I'm adding it because it is taking 3 arguments. But then even before running, where is this? So there is nothing like that. Okay, so this is returning. So let me do one thing. Let me console.log it, because if it returns something we have to console.log it. Okay, or else how I will see. So let me remove this. I don't want this right now. This is obviously cluttering the, so not a number it is giving. So this is giving not a number. Why it is giving not a number? Because it doesn't have this dot num. It didn't got this. What is this dot num? So it will give not a number, undefined plus some number, it will give not a number. So how to fix this? So to fix this, the first way is to use the call method which is available. So call method, what it means, numbers dot call. So and after that you have to pass something. In this case it is obj, this object. So it means this now belongs, the context of this is this object, and inside this object there is a num. So this dot num, it will give me correctly 3, and what I have taken 14. Okay, so let me remove this. and this is now the object. So we wanted the context to be this object, so it is working perfectly. Then the second method is our apply method. So we will see call, apply, and bind. All of them are the same, does the same thing, changes the context of it, but we call it in a different way. So we'll have this like this only, but so this is call. Now we will do the apply. So apply is when called in a different way, a bit a different way. Just so let r equal to 1 4 6 1 4 6, and again the console.log add numbers dot apply. Again we have to do like apply o b j comma arr. So the only difference is that we cannot pass it like this. We have to pass an array here. So we have changed it to an array and we are passing it here. And if I clear it, if I run it, it will give the same thing. So this is the bind method. This is the apply method, not bind. This is the apply. The third one is bind. So bind actually works in a different way, and bind is very important because it is used a lot in React. React also faces this problem a lot with the class-based concept, so that is there. So bind, let bind func equal to add numbers dot bind obj comma 1 comma 4 comma 6. Okay, and then so first I call this with bind, and then I will have to call this bind function. So it returns in this bind function. So it returns in this, so console.log bind func, clear it, run it, and it will work like usual. So this completes everything which I wanted to cover today. Let me see, something is remaining. No, I completed all the important things. Beyond this, they will be too much complicated. So I completed everything. So this is it for today's class. So we completed today's class. Hope you understood everything, and you should go through all this again, and we will meet next week, and we will do some practical examples in JavaScript, and I will publish whatever it is there, but we will see some practical examples with JavaScript first, then before moving to ES6. ES6 is a very important concept. Before moving to ES6, we will do that. So I think next week I will on the Saturday I will do some projects in JavaScript, DOM projects, and then on Sunday I will do ES6, but I have to check that again. So bye for today, and please subscribe to my channel if you have not subscribed, so because it helps to produce content, and I'm giving my time to this. So thank you all. Thank you. Sorry, I written something wrong. I don't know what I'm writing. Okay, so it means it's time to buy.